All right, welcome back here. We are for episode number 25, and we are currently on day number 29 on our NeoFly career. And we got a little mission here and a few updates to give on this one. So we're finally going to be departing from what state were we in? We're finally departing from Wyoming. That's right. And we're going to be heading over to Nebraska, over in Valentine, Nebraska, over at the Miller Airfield. So this one should be a good one. We're going to get this thing on the runway here. We're already going to be fired up. We're going to skip the taxiway on this one. Airport wasn't... Airport wasn't anything huge to speak of.
I know it's going to be a good day when my favorite pilot is working.
I'll let NeoFly do its thing and then we'll get going.
Hi, pilot. New mission, new passengers. Let me know when you are ready to start boarding. Pilot from dispatch. Boarding passenger. Please stand by.
Alright, so we got a passenger mission today. We're carrying 3 passengers.
Headcount complete, and everyone is accounted for. Time to take off. Everything looks good from where I'm sitting. The taxi to the runway and the takeoff.
Alright, we are good to go here. Let's bring up ATC. So we are cleared to take off on runway number 14. We are lined up with our flight plan. Alright, we're going to have a little ATC traffic. Alright, we are good to go here. We're going to turn on... We got our taxi lights on, that's fine. Alright, they're holding short for us, so we're holding up traffic here. We're going to take off. Past the tower there on the right.
Pilot, have a nice flight.
Alright, that was us.
Guernsey Tower, Delta Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha frequency change. Denver Center, Delta Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha is type Delta TBM 92 miles southeast of Kilo Golf Uniform Romeo 5,500 feet. Request flight following. Delta Alpha Sierra X-Ray
Alright, we'll adjust our altimeter there to 30.01.
Roger, Dumber Golf Sierra Alpha.
Alright, we got ATC all taken care of here. So we're going to reduce our throttle down to about 93%. That'll adjust our torque and ITT warnings there. Alright, so we got level plane here. We're cruising at 220. We'll go ahead and give a few updates here. So one, like I said before, we're leaving Wyoming. We did like 4 or 5 trips in Wyoming. You guys were pretty much along the trip for all of them. So that was enjoyable to do. And we are now headed over to Nebraska on our mission to get away from the West Coast. We were in Montana for a little bit, and then we're heading on over to New York. We're going to make our way to New York, kind of scattered around, accepting missions along the way with our NeoFly career here. So as soon as we accept the jobs, we'll make our way over there and fly around the Northeast for a little bit. AI pilots update. So I did a few updates today. We retired Berlin and Kasper, and that leaves us with Hurricane, Snoopy, and Gucci as Snoopy's co-pilot. And we still have the 3 flight attendants. The 3 flight attendants' names were Amina, Camille, and Chloe. So Camille is on board with us, and the other 2 are with the other 2 pilots and co-pilot. Speaking of which,
Sierra Alpha contact Denver Center on 127.905. Good day.
we'll acknowledge the handoff, and then at the same time, I'm going to get Camille to serve some drinks on this plane, on this flight.
127.905 Dumber Golf Sierra Alpha. Goodbye. Denver Center Dumber Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha 6,000 feet. Dumber Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha Denver Center altimeter 29.96 radar contact continue. Airbus 76 Delta descend and maintain flight level 340.
Alright, so we
Descend and maintain flight level 340 Airbus 76 Delta.
we now have Camille serving serving the drinks, and that'll increase the happiness for our 3 pilots over there. And as you can see here, we currently sit at 4.3, almost 4.4 million in cash. Let's go ahead and get an exterior view here as we leave the state of Wyoming. Alright, so yeah, so here's our plan with the AI pilots. So we retired Berlin and Kasper. Snoopy has the co-pilot Gucci. She is running a what is that, Class E plane, the CJ-4. And currently Snoopy
76 Delta contact Denver Center on 135.6. Good day.
is not in a business jet. So our plan is to get Snoopy. She is Class C certified, so we're going to get her into the same plane that we're in.
6 Airbus 76 Delta. Goodbye.
and that is going to be the TBM 930. We'll do a little different color scheme on it, but we will get her in one of those so that she can run some VIP missions as well, and that'll increase our cash flow that much, or that'll increase the speed of our cash flow that much more. So our current pilot really hasn't changed. We're headed to New York City, accepting jobs along the way coming from Montana, and we'll go live along the way. I've actually been going live more than I was expecting to. You guys have almost seen every flight that I've been on. So yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna keep heading on that way. And like I said before, that you saw, our current cash sits at 4.3 million, almost 4.4. Our total net worth is 6.3 million. That includes the planes that we own. We're currently renting this plane, but we do own a Cessna 172 that is currently actually unoccupied because that was the plane that Kasper was flying. So that plane's going to be sitting there in the hangar. We'll leave it there for a little while, kind of contemplating selling it. I think we can get like 212,000 for it. And then the other thing was outside of our NeoFly career, we flying. So we did leg number 2 this morning. Super successful. I feel like it went really well, a lot better than the first trip. I feel like I was just off a little bit on the first trip. It's gonna happen when you go live this often. But yeah, so second trip, we flew around. We flew from, where do we fly from? I don't know, but we flew to the furthest island out, out to the west on Hawaii. I don't know why it's eluding me, but we flew from that island, the furthest west island, to Oahu. So we flew around Honolulu. We kind of heard the Bush Talk radio about Pearl Harbor and the North Shore, the big pipeline. That was probably my favorite part of it. Yeah, so that was a good time. We did a little sunrise trip over there at Oahu. So that one, check that out if you haven't. It is out there or ready for your viewing and enjoyment. So appreciate you guys tuning in. That's the other thing, guys. Really do appreciate all the love and support that I've seen so far on this Microsoft Flight Simulator. We'll call it our NeoFly / Bush Trip adventure. So we're doing live ones here for you. I've been enjoying them, and we're getting them out there. We're getting better and better every day. Love seeing the support. Our channel has grown about 10% since doing that. So just kind of looking to enjoy seeing that same type of growth going on. So for now, I think what we're going to do is hit the exterior, see if it still doesn't look very populated, but we'll see what's going on the outside. Alright, we're going to turn our... Alright, that's good. So we can actually lower the volume on the ATC. So I'm not talking over, or they're not talking over me if I'm talking. So... Alright, so here's our flight plan for this one. Little nav map. We're about a third of the way through our flight here. We have the TBM 930 loaded up for our aircraft. So we have 139 nautical miles to go. 123 nautical miles to the top of our descent here. And it looks like the ground level here is just going to be a nice little slow and steady slope. So we started at 4,300 feet above elevation, above sea level. And our runway sits at 2,588 in elevation. And we're currently at 6,000 feet. And we're going to go ahead and check out our airport here that we're landing in. It's an asphalt runway. Not the longest runway, but definitely not the shortest that we've landed on. So 4,694 feet in length. No taxiway, so we'll probably just park on the end of the runway to end the mission here. And yeah, so not too bad, unless they give us unless they have us land on runway number 32, but I don't know, I kind of doubt it for some reason. Alright, so we got everything going on here. Let's see what else we can see here. So that was a lot of the updates. So yeah, we got rid of 2 pilots. The end goal there is to get Hurricane into a business jet so that she can run VIP missions, kind of like Snoop is. Pretty sure that this plane, we don't need a co-pilot for her, but we will see. If we do, we'll get a co-pilot for her. We get to fly solo. Alright, we're gonna... Oh, we got a little turbulence there. Alright, so we're checking on our pilots, or not our pilots, we're checking on our passengers here. They're sitting at 92% after serving the drinks. I don't know if you heard the ding go off when we were outside of the plane, but our flight attendant has finished serving the drinks. And we're going to have to do something else here too. What all this is doing, serving them the drinks, keeping them happy, is that it's maintaining our reputation here that we built up to 100%. So Camille is our flight attendant on this plane. We'll go ahead and, I don't know if it's not a long enough flight for a movie. We're going to maybe give them some comfort. Let's go ahead and we'll do some pillow distribution. I don't think we've ever done that before. Yeah, so it was... Yeah, so we were up in that northwest area. So Oregon down to Montana. We did about 25 flights up and around that area. We were kind of scoping out the area for a little bit. And then we went over to Wyoming, and this is where we had the idea to head over to New York City. So, um, so after about 30 flights or so, being in the middle of nowhere, we're going to try to get into a little more populated area. So, we may stop off at Chicago. Chicago, maybe Kansas City, where else? St. Louis. It all depends on where the jobs take us. Detroit, Lansing, Grand Rapids. But looking at our current destination here, we still do have a little bit to go here, flying in the middle of nowhere. Or not in the middle of nowhere, but less populated areas. Maybe Sioux Falls, Sioux City. I think Nebraska might be our best bet here for some populated areas. So looking at our map here, so we're coming from Wyoming heading over to KVTN. This whole area pretty unpopulated. North Dakota is pretty unpopulated as well. Not huge cities there. So we might be looking at Nebraska and heading down this way, maybe to Lincoln, Nebraska. That might actually be a good plan. So maybe we'll try to find a place to go over to Lincoln, Nebraska. Zooming in here on the maps, it's a little more populated. We can check out this airport. So Lincoln, this one. Runways are hard and lighted. I wish I knew how long they were. Usually, oh, there you go. Oh, 12,000 feet in length. That's a big airport. So, yeah, maybe we can kind of go check out this one for our next destination one. Should be easy to land. We got these reverse thrusters here. So I think that's what we'll do. We'll try to find a job, head towards Lincoln, Nebraska. Alright, we're about halfway through the flight. We have 106 nautical miles to go. And we're cruising at a pretty good clip here at 226 knots. We're going to go ahead, while we're doing it, we're going to turn on our landing lights, even though it's a little early. But I usually forget, and there's a bonus for that in NeoFly if you land with your landing lights on and have everything all safety-wise. So after Camille, does her pillow distribution, it looks like everybody wants another drink. Yeah, we can probably fit that in. Alright, I was just looking at NeoFly here. This is our hangar. So Snoop is in the CJ4. That plane's looking good. It's the hull is 82%. The engine's at 87%. Our plane 92 and 93. Snoop's plane, or Hurricane's plane, is a little damaged at 59%. But we're going to probably be trading that in. So they'll probably keep a little bit of our deposit for that, but that's alright. And then our Cessna 172 that we own, Hurricane beat it up pretty good. We can actually go ahead and increase or repair that. We'll get that all repaired up. So 56,000, we can repair that. We'll repair the engine as well. Another 6,900. So spending some money, but now this is 100%. It's sitting in our hangar over at KRRT. I actually have no idea where that is. I say it like I know it. But let's go ahead and find out where that is. So Kasper, I've been tracking his flight plan here. So he did, is this up to date? Yeah, so he did 44 flights with us. And the plane currently sits in Warroad, Minnesota. So we'll have to bring that on back to us eventually. But it can sit there for now. We'll just have to pay the hangar fees. It's a small airport, so the fees should be small. And here, I'll do this since we got time. So yeah, what I've been doing was I've been tracking the distance that they go. So this one, if we update that, so he flew 11,000 nautical miles in 44 flights. I stopped paying attention to how hard or soft they land. That just became too much. But I just figured as long as he didn't crash the plane, we were good. So there was that. And then he also has his own separate P&L. So we hired him in October. I mean, we only started this thing in late September. And he earned $789,000 with a profit and loss of $736,000. So he made $736,000 for us. We were happy to have him on board. We had some issues with him flying around. He got a little lost, but he came back. And yeah, Berlin, while we're there. And so Berlin, who was flying the X-Cub that we rented, he made $1.4 million. And yeah, he did pretty good. So his percentage of revenue was 92.7%. Kasper's was a little higher. Kasper was a little higher rank, so it's sort of to be expected. But yeah, I mean, going back here, I mean, to me, I got an accounting background and a business background, so I kind of geek out on the spreadsheets a little bit. You know, looking at Berlin, he did cargo and passenger missions. The airport fees for the operating costs ran almost $17,000. The fuel for the plane was almost $12,000, and then the daily rental, or not the daily, but the rental fees for the X-Cub ran about $48,000. And we did repair it along the way. We spent almost $20,000 to repair the plane while he was in it. And all of these in yellow are payroll costs. So it cost us $7,000 in salary. We got him Class B certified while he was here for $500. And then we got restaurant and hotel fees that he charged us for his layovers. So that was, about 600 something bucks. Alright, let's see what we can see on the map here. We got Highway 20 running along to the left over there somewhere. I can't really see it. I thought it was that, but that just looks like it ends. We do have a river, very small. It's not even named on the on Google Maps. Yeah, so we're not going over much here. That's kind of why we wanted to head on over to a little more populated area and get stuff going there. So Lincoln, Nebraska. I think if we can find a job headed that way, that would be good. So I think I don't know if it'll be the next one. It might be a little too far for that. So yeah, it'll probably be another flight or two. We'll try to make our way to Lincoln, Nebraska. On our quest to go to New York City. Alright, so looking at here, we got I'm from Virginia. Very cool. My wife is actually from Virginia originally. And we are actually currently located in Florida. Hi, what are you doing? We are flying our NeoFly career here, episode number 25, day number 29. We spent some time over in the Northwest, over in Montana, Canada, British Columbia, and now we're kind of headed out over to New York City, so that's where we're flying. So, love the chat interaction here. Hey, Caden. Sleep good? Yeah. Yay. Alright, we are cruising at 224 knots. You believe that? Yeah? You want to see the outside of the plane?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, we're in Nebraska now.
Hey.
Yeah, in the United States. Let's spin it around. See what we can see. See the bottom of the plane? You know what's fun about this too? If we zoom in, we can see the pilot. See him in the plane? Yeah. Alright. Check ATC, make sure they didn't talk to us and we missed it. Oh. Alright. I don't know why I keep thinking we haven't heard from ATC in a little while, so I was thinking they might be talking to us. We got people on the radio talking to us, navigating us around. Alright, fuel sits at 35%, cruise speed 224, our torque, NG, everything, all our outputs look good. Go ahead and check our map here. So we got 25 nautical miles to the top of our descent. We can actually start getting ready for our landing here. So first step in our procedures is we're going to reduce our throttle, drop our speed, Phoenix is in the office. Alright, we brought it down to about 148. We need to go a little bit more here. We're looking to hit that white arc so that we can safely deploy our landing gear and our flaps. We got a little bit of turbulence, I see. Alright, we are there. So we're going to do flaps, landing gear, increase the throttle to about 31, 32% maybe. We'll go 34. We can reduce our elevation down to about 4,000. All right. All right. Getting ready to land. In Nebraska. All right, nice clear day here. We are on live weather. Not live time though. All right, as we descend down, we'll take a look at our map here. So this was the top of our descent. We started a little bit early. We're going to be landing over here at KVTN Miller Airfield in Nebraska. I think this is Valentine, Nebraska. So we're going to see what that town looks like there on our descent down. Hopefully we get runway number 14. That's kind of like our flight plan. We'll talk to ATC about that in a little bit. So we're going to be landing on the asphalt runway. This one's a little, whoops, still had tracking on. There you go. It's a little different runway here. I don't think we ever landed on a runway like that before. But we'll see what that looks like on our way down. Alright, Phoenix is running around like a crazy head.
Yeah. I'm scared of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I need to talk to the cat boss.
I know. Yeah, I don't think I think he's just being crazy.
Yeah.
Alright, we reached our 4,000 feet in elevation. Go ahead and increase our throttle a little bit. Take a look around outside. We got a minute. We got our landing gear down. That's the wheels. Alright, we got 5 nautical miles to go to the top of our descent. That's probably where we'll hear from ATC. And we got 21 nautical miles to the runway. So, we're getting close. And then we'll have some breakfast. You want something to eat?
Yeah.
Yeah? Alright, 1 mile away from the top of the descent now. We're getting ready. We're going to have a nice smooth landing. Like I said earlier, the runway is not the longest runway in the world, but it's not the shortest. 4,694 feet. No problem with the reverse thrust that we have. We'll be able to stop. Pretty good. We do have 14-mile-an-hour wind though, and it's going to be at our back, so that may play a little factor into it. We're not going to be flying into a headwind, or landing into a headwind. So we're going to be cruising along at a little higher clip than normal, but I think that'll be okay. So yeah, we're headed over to Miller Field. We'll go ahead and just tune over to the traffic. Nice, we can select the runway. So we'll select runway number 14. We'll announce our full stop landing and our position.
Kilo Victor Tango November traffic Donner Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha 12 miles west 4,000 feet inbound to land runway 14.
We'll go ahead and get an exterior view here. As we come up to Valentine, Nebraska. So we're going to pass over a little bit of a town on our descent here to runway number 14 over at Miller Field Airport, KVTN. Runway sits at 25, almost 2,600 feet. We're at a pretty decent altitude. We can probably drop another 300 maybe. So we'll drop down to 3,700 feet. Alright, we are 8 miles away from the airport. We're going to be getting ready for our final approach. Alright, we're going to start our turn here towards the runway. I guess that's it over there. Lincoln, or no, not Lincoln, but Valentine, Nebraska is right over there. We're going to try to go to Lincoln, Nebraska by accepting some jobs. We're coming up to Valentine, Nebraska. You believe that? Yeah. All right, we got runway in sight. We are on final.
Kilo Victor Tango November traffic Dahmer Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha is on final runway 14 to land.
Landing lights check. Wheels down check. All our outputs are good. We got 10 degrees of flap. Speed check is good. We're going to go ahead and turn off our autopilot, take manual control here, and bring this thing in for a landing, shall we?
Yeah. Oh, that would be a sketchy.
So flying over Valentine, Nebraska.
Neighborhood?
Yep, it is a neighborhood. We haven't seen too many of these lately.
Yeah. It's a bus.
Hey, you see the cars driving around?
Oh, now I see one. And like, there's black. And it has leaves on it.
We're going to do a nice little smooth landing here. Runway number 14.
That wasn't the softest landing I've seen.
That's the reverse thrust that you hear.
Around for your parking assignment, then shut down your engine.
Alright, there's no taxiway here, so we will just go to the end of the runway, pull off, and ooh, we gotta stop. There you go. We'll just go right over here. This is going to be our parking spot, since there's no taxiway.
Yeah.
So we'll set the parking brake there. We're away from everybody, and we'll turn off our fuel supply.
Okay, pilot. The guests are leaving the aircraft now.
NeoFly will do its thing. Our passengers are getting off. We'll check our log. I didn't think the landing was that bad. We don't have it logged just yet,
Oh.
because we just landed at KVTN. Normally it pops up already.
Transporter. Disembarking finished. Have a nice day.
Alright, for some reason it didn't log it.
Ready for engine start.
Let's go ahead and click up there, or maybe back down, and it'll show up.
Yeah.
Nope. So no log for that, I guess. But we did get paid for it, so appreciate you guys tuning in. We're here at the end of the runway, so no taxiway, no nothing to get to, so we figure we just stop there. So appreciate you tuning in. We will see you on the next one.